Hi, my name's Kelly Amos and I'm a fitness and nutrition specialist, and tonight for your tiny health tip I'm going to talk to you about progression and regression with your training. And this can be a little bit confusing, but first I'm going to give you the simple answer. The simple answer is you should be progressing with your training when things are not that challenging for you. And you always want to focus on quality, not quantity necessarily. But if things are fairly easy for you or you've adapted to it, then it's time to move on. It's time to do something different. But and as far as regression, when the quality of your movement patterns or the quality of your exercise is starting to suffer, then you should regress. This week I had a conversation with one of my clients, and she was feeling a lot of fatigue, and it was just she was just communicating some of her different symptoms, and we agreed that it was probably her recovery practices and more not the timing of her nutrients as far as what she was doing. And so that might be the reason, is that the quality of your training, here's where it gets a little more complicated, the quality of your training is really not necessarily that your body isn't adapting to it, it's that your nutrition isn't matching it and complementing it. So that's one thing. But the other thing is that you have to consider that things, when you're feeling like it's hard and you feel like, okay, that was hard, I'm done. That's really what you can do. And so it's pushing beyond that is where your body has to adapt. So really thinking about when you're doing things with your training, you should have moments or exercises or training sessions that you are doing things that you just, quite frankly, are not very good at. Not that the quality is such that it's going to hurt you, but if you're a little off balance and you're having to think about your form and reset your position, those are the things. So you're pushing through, and I call it my arsenal. How many things do I have to go through in my arsenal to be able to break through? So if it's just, okay, this is hard, I'm done, you didn't get very deep, you didn't get very far. This is a time of year that you really want to be thinking about that, because some of you might be wrapping up a program, getting ready to start a new one. Some of you might be considering starting one in January, in which case actually I'm going to be starting a group that is just for that. It's like a prep for something bigger in 2017, but something that's going to get you. It's pregame. I'm going to call it pregame. But also what you want to think about, and here's where I am guilty. I will do workouts and they make me sweat. I mean, I'm going to sweat and I still feel a little challenged with it, but just because you're sweating doesn't mean that you are improving your fitness level as far as adaptation. So workouts can be hard, but if you've done it forever and it's your go-to thing and it's always there, it's time to mix things up. It's time to shock your body and change. So as far as progression and regression, you might even find that if you're going back to doing something that you haven't done for a while, you may have regressed a little bit because you were doing some other type of training. That actually happens to me quite often. I want it to. So if maybe you were able to do 20 push-ups and then you quit doing push-ups for several weeks or a couple months, and now doing 5 is hard. But the main thing is you want to make sure that you focus on your quality, and you want to try to manage your program so that you find change about every 6 to 8 weeks, and it might even be more often than that. For some, I like more often than that, but 6 to 8 weeks is a good rate, especially if you're starting to establish that baseline. I hope this was helpful. There's really a lot more to this, so I'm open for questions here if you want to post them, and I'll respond to your comments. I see my guys there, and thank you very much for tuning in and listening and commenting and sharing, and I hope you had a great day. I hope you're having a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow.